Welcome, friends. D&D's back. We have arrived at an intro session.
After our long journey.
In the beautiful land of Lenore. Within the South Cast Plains, the most southern region of the country. A country currently wrought with war, but proper introductions are for later. Proper introductions are for proper first session. For now, you find yourselves, for various reasons, on your way to Dunroch. And that is where this beginning begins. Oh, I'm off my game today. That is where this story begins. As Rom, with your fairly meager amount of belongings and collections, continuing your travels south towards Dunroch for reasons unbeknownst to many, you come across a small, beaten wagon busted up on the side of the road. And you see a man draped in a decently large cloak, trying to put this wagon back together. Simon, will you please describe yourself?
So you see a cloaked gentleman hunched over, probably, and fixing a wheel on his wagon. I'll send the image real quick so I can just some of the. I'm sorry, I wasn't ready for this. I should have been ready for this.
You've only had all day.
Only had all day.
So you see the white cloak and a book on his right side. Actually, he has two books. Book on his right side, book on his left side. And he looks over to you, and can I start? Or are we just going over?
As you look over, what does Simon see?
Okay, so she is quite tall and elegant. She's on the thin and straight as a ruler side. She's kind of dressed in some drapey, cream-colored, kind of cloak jackety thing with a gold trim. She's carrying a big-ass sword on her back, a great sword. She has short black hair, kind of a pixie-ish cut, green-blue eyes, with long, pretty eyelashes. She's smiling. Do we just go? Oh, fuck.
You see him, this young man, just kind of messing with this wagon. The wagon is not in very good shape at all. I'm not going to say it's beat to shit, but it's probably beat to shit. It has definitely seen better days, and has probably... It probably is the kind of wagon that should have been retired or parted out years ago. It's small, it could fit maybe 2/3, 3/4 of a person. It has some meager belongings in it, but there's a horse, it's not great. There's a wagon, it's in even worse shape, and one of the axles just looks completely busted up. The wheel's all tattered. There's some dry rot going on it. So, what are you guys doing?
So he looks over at you. He's startledly backs up and ends up falling on his ass. And hi.
Hey, stranger, you in need of a little help? And she'll walk over and offer her hand to help you up.
Please, if you'd be so kind.
She's pretty strong. She yanks you right up. Let's see here. I'm not too good at this sort of thing, but always nice to do a good turn. And I guess she'll take a look around the see what the heck's going on.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay, I'm gonna have to figure this out.
That's what these are for. You guys are gonna learn it just like I am.
Okay. Okay. Woohoo!
It's busted. It's not in very good shape. Like you said, this isn't your forte, but the most obvious thing is there's damage to the axle from where one of the wheels pretty much fell apart. It looks like a rock got caught in it and just kind of you can't identify anything other than that.
Well, I'm afraid I have no expertise in fixing things like this, but maybe we can figure something else out. My name is Rom, by the way. And you? And yourself?
Oh, Simon. He shakes your hand, or puts his hand out.
She will shake your hand. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Where are you heading?
Oh, me? I'm on my way to Dunroch.
In the wagon, it's beyond repair? Or can we do
Well,
something?
I did not drink tea before this, so my voice is going to be a little bit breaky. Well, the axle there is broken, so I'm afraid we might be a little bit out of luck.
Well, and then I start unhooking the horse. Or down, yeah. And he starts getting his things out of the wagon. Well, I was able to borrow this wagon for as long as I could, and guess it just won't get me all the way there. You say you're heading to Dunroch?
That's correct.
Do you mind guiding me?
Certainly.
Not the strongest man. He kind of points at you, even though you're not a man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I have a little bit in the strength department, as you can see, and she just kind of makes a gesture back at her greatsword, I guess. I'd be happy to escort you.
He looks kind of untrusting, kind of always looking over at you, nervous. But otherwise, he's gonna end up trying to stack stuff on top of his horse and getting ready to go. But what time is it right now? I'm sorry.
It's afternoon. Probably not sunset yet, but no more than that. The sun has begun to set.
Okay. Do you know by chance how far we are?
Do I know?
The Reichstragen was, at the rate you guys have both been moving, the Reichstragen would have been about half a day, so you're looking at probably about, I'd say, a day and a half, depending on speed. You would know that, yeah, if this horse is gonna be pulling stuff, it's gonna be doing it at a walk. You're not gonna be moving very fast, so probably won't make it there till the third morning. Or second morning?
Probably not until morning after next. You know, we don't want to work this fellow too hard. She'll give the horse a little pat on the neck. She's been
The
very
horse kind of
casual.
nervously whinnies and like stands straight up and kind of like you hear like bones cracking just from it. Like this horse has been pushed really hard.
Oh, poor fella. She's been very, kind of casual about this whole deal. Sort of gentle smile the whole time. Very seemingly like cheerful, I suppose.
Well, if it's... Should we... I mean... Do you have anything to eat? On the
A
way?
little.
Alright.
Yourself?
Yeah, I can make it.
Let's mosey then. No sense wasting daylight.
Please lead.
And
And
Rom will go ahead and stroll down the road.
So spending the better part of 20 or 30 minutes unloading everything of value from the wagon, getting as much of it onto the horse and then into backpacks as possible, you leave the wagon on the side of the road and continue your journey south. And not but 45 minutes later, someone else stumbles upon this abandoned wagon. Walker,
Yes.
you, beginning your journey, you left from the Reichstridge Inn. You have been at a very quick pace this whole time, and finally, for the first time, you've seen something that looks like something beyond the vague amount of travelers you have passed that are also heading in the direction of Dunroch. But here you come across an abandoned wagon. It is beat up. It looks like it was hastily abandoned, possibly robbed. There is nothing of value on it. It was shoved quickly off of the road. There's no horse to be seen. It looks like it wasn't there but maybe an hour or two.
No efforts to like have hidden it or anything.
No, it just looks like it was quickly abandoned.
Walker, after taking a glance and having that quick look around, he'll keep going with his eyes, of course, a little bit more, being a little bit more wary that these roads might not be as safe as he originally expected.
Give me a survival check.
Okay.
You rolled it privately to yourself.
Ooh, how fun. You want me to redo it then?
Yeah.
Less.
We are on a roll to begin this. It looks like the horse was taken, just kind of getting that general glance. Not at an incredibly quick pace, but... the most interesting thing is that it definitely looks like the kind of thing that you've been searching for lack of a more descriptive term.
Interesting.
Continuing your pace, hot
Looking
on the
out for a
trail of
horse.
this journey you are making south. Rom, you and Simon eventually, night falls and begin to set up camp.
And
Yeah, sure.
before, can I do something before he approaches?
Go ahead.
No one's approaching.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying. Oh my god.
That was a good one, William.
No one's approaching. I know what you're on about. Be a weirdo.
Well, I was meant to say this earlier, but I forgot. Rom, Simon turns to you. If anyone
yeah, you need
asks,
something, honey?
I love this.
Don't laugh.
This is my favorite
Don't
Alex
laugh.
character ever.
if anyone asks, I'm Onyx. I'm sorry. I should have. I just wasn't thinking straight.
Okay.
That is all. And then he'll end up cooking for us, like at the end of the night.
Alright.
I might have to ask
we'll
us
have
to
to-
go make tea soon because my voice is already getting really shitty. Delightful.
Go ahead and give me a cook's utensils.
Did we end up adding that? I don't think we did.
did
I
and
think we
didn't.
forgot.
Just go ahead and roll a wisdom check because there is a bug in the
Okay.
where utensils aren't loading properly.
Would it be ability test?
Yeah, ability.
Okay. Ugh.
It's food.
He's trying his best.
You can see he's trying, but it definitely looks like he's cooking whatever was left on that wagon and using the supplies to set up camp, etc. But what with the amount of random garbage, probably firewood and things left behind on the wagon, they're probably going to be hoofing it tomorrow and then having to search for food tomorrow night outside of ration.
Then may I make a recommendation?
Yes.
For the sake of the recording, you should say the number rolled every time.
I've thought about it, but
No, don't think so. Okay.
She never stops smiling. Probably throws in a little, bless your heart, you know?
Is the smile creepy?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not here. I shouldn't ask.
I mean,
the smile itself isn't creepy, but probably the amount of smiling she's doing type of thing.
she literally never stops.
Ugh.
So take from that what you will, Simon.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you.
And Walker, it is shortly after that you smell... What did you make, Simon? What did you attempt to make?
What was in the wagon?
There was some various herbs and some, like, dried and cured meat that could be, like, essentially reheated, things like that.
He made a soup,
Okay.
like a broth soup thing.
Alright. And, Walker, you smell the distinct scent of a
Nondescript
meaty
soup?
soup with some herbs on it, and as you get a little bit closer, you can see a small fire off to the side of the room.
I'm gonna. Is there any like avenues that I could see who's at the fire without being seen?
Yeah, there are... It'll be further away because this is much more open plains, but there are thickets of trees and things where you currently are. Or you can just try and crawl in the grass.
I'll go thickets. I'd rather not
Alright.
crawl at this point.
Yeah, but you'd definitely be, given it's so late, too far away to be seen. But, give me a perception check, see what you see. Every time I tell someone to give a check, I'm looking back in the word server
Same.
still.
No, everything's sub 10 so far.
Yeah, this is incredible. All the good rolls got out of the way at testing.
I got a nat 20 on my first check. On my first test.
You can make out two figures. They seem to be enjoying bowls of soup. Can't make out a lot. There is a horse there. It's meager supplies. It doesn't look like the horse has a ton of stuff on it. But can't make out much more from this far away. Give me another survival check.
Alright.
I need to specifically see if you can...
Wow.
Oh,
Oh boy.
It's definitely second too.
Yeah, I have nothing else to add to that with a 7.
Alright. I'll try to move a little bit closer and try to listen in if they're talking, or if there's any like talking around the fire or anything.
Give me a stealth check.
I was gonna say. The first time you can roll's good.
First good roll.
Of course.
Of course.
And you see these two people?
I see them.
Soup. What are you guys doing?
I guess Rom would try to feel out if her companion here is going to be into small talk. Like, where are you coming from, honey?
Most likely not.
That's a good response.
In that case, she will be happy to have some quiet.
So
yeah, you cannot make out any. You can
So
tell
I-
one of the people trying to make small talk, and the other one just. And after a
The other
moment,
one's-
it's just quietly eating soup by a fire.
You can
So-
see inside. You can see Simon just thinking the whole time while eating.
So I
Size.
hear, where are you coming from, honey? I don't think so. So
Essentially, yeah, he just kind of shoots
But
it down and like.
I
keeps
do
it.
see them, right?
Don't worry about it. Everybody has to stay safe when they're traveling by themselves.
I do see them though, right?
Yeah, you can see them. They're
And
sitting down.
neither of them are who I'm looking for, I'm assuming.
You can't make it out from this far away.
So at this point, Walker's considering maybe he should just go up to the fire. But how do you approach a fire from bushes without making things awkward? It's quite the conundrum for him, and he probably spends a minute or two considering it before he just decides fuck it and just walks up.
Alright, and so as you guys are quietly sipping your soup, it's soup. It's dried meat, hot water, and herbs. It's soup. You begin to hear a ruffle in the bushes, and you see someone emerge from the grass and bushes and thicket.
As soon
Please
as I
describe yourself, Walker.
Oh no.
All right, let me get the photo or the picture before anything else because I'm prepared, unlike some people.
Oh, we both had pictures.
Walker is a shabby-looking guy in his late 20s. His unkempt brown hair is too long and looks to be rarely maintained. His face is covered by a scraggly beard. Ever present below his brown, exhausted-looking eyes are dark circles. He is a scrawny, lean, and unintimidating-looking man. In heavy contrast to his body, his equipment is immaculately maintained. Ever at his side is an expertly carved crossbow, sighted for accuracy. At his hips, two short swords lay within their sheaths. His leather armor is fitted well worn. On his back is a hefty-looking bag. And as he walks through the bushes, he says, "Hey, sorry to disturb you.
Simon. Oh, sorry.
My name's Walker. I'm looking for someone. Just want to see if they're here."
Simon instantly kicks the fire over and hides behind Rom.
Oh my god!
Like the entire fire.
Like he covers the fire with like he gets the sit on the ground. and
yeah.
just
Try to
kick-
kick some dirt
Yeah.
on
The
it.
rest of the soup kind of topples over, and kind of as the fire goes out, you dive behind Rob. Give me an acrobatics check.
Can I specify something?
Go ahead.
Walker's hand is at his hip, right near his crossbow.
Okay. And Simon does it. This guy, he does this with surprising speed and accuracy. This looks like
scared.
something. This is the kind of thing somebody's boom, gone, just behind her, just disappearing behind her more intimidating frame.
Well, that is one dealy of a mess you've made there, honey. I mean, even try to keep it kind of casual talk. She did put one hand on the hilt of her sword, and she just kind of eyes up this Walker dude. And might I assume that neither of those people are us?
Well, it's one, and I came close to get a better look to make sure. Finn, are they? Guessing neither of them are the guy.
Give me
I've met that guy before. Come on.
Yes, but give me a history check.
Okay. It's not gonna go great. I can tell you that now. Let's see how that goes.
No, you have never seen either of these people before in your life. You don't recognize either of them in any context.
No, but that was quite suspicious, that reaction.
Well, he's traveling alone.
Is he? I look at Walker looks almost perplexed at the idea that someone else is claiming that someone's traveling alone when they're sitting together at a campfire.
Seems like he had been, at least. Now he's with me.
Simon peers above Ram's shoulder ever so slightly.
How tall is he?
Simon's... Oh god, I think he's 5'11".
Oh, she's probably taller than you.
Yeah. But you're sitting down, right? I thought you were sitting down.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, he jumps behind you and peers out just barely, and... You're... not after me, right?
Honey, do you think he'd tell you if he was?
I mean, typically, if you don't want to get your hands dirty, you don't really want to fight, or so. Say, come with me, type of thing. But again, neither of you, even if his reaction was a bit overboard.
Well, he stands up and dusts himself off. I'm sorry. There's some soup, and he looks down. I'm guessing it's all
There's a little bit left in the bottom of the iron pot, where it's sideways and kind of curved out, but probably half a bowl's worth, maybe, and there's a little bit of sand and dirt in it now.
It looks sad. I mean,
Well,
It was some soup.
Come have a seat and get warm anyway. Let's all be friends.
Walker crosses his arms, closes his eyes, considers it, nods after a second. Yeah, all right. And he'll take a seat. Not close, but maybe on the other side of the former campfire.
What'd you say your name was?
Walker.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Ram, and this is...
Onyx.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Alex.
Onyx.
Onyx. And then do I recognize that name at all, by any means?
No. I don't believe... no. You wouldn't.
When you say your name, Walker thinks for a second, but doesn't say anything. Right. Thanks for sharing what's left of your campfire.
There's some little bits of ember left. A bit of smoke. Unfortunately, kicking the soup onto the campfire, the smell has gotten very strong. It is probably wafted very far now in the wilderness. For the better or worse of it.
So, what are you both doing traveling alone?
Alone together? Well, my wagon broke down and...
That was yours?
Yeah.
Figured someone got hijacked, their shit still on the road.
Not stolen, just... broke
The
down.
axle broke.
Yeah. And thankfully, Ram here helped me. We're heading out to Dunroch together.
Helped? How so?
Like, I broke down. And...
Well,
Shit.
I'm just gonna see him there.
Yeah.
Hospitality on the road is, nice. Wouldn't you say?
Unheard of, is what I'd say.
Still, only hospitality I've seen so far.
Well,
How's
as a lady that can, take care of herself, it's nice to pay it forward.
As the group chats, Walker is constantly looking at Mr. Onyx. I wouldn't say mad dogging, but it's not a normal look. It's not like it's not a casual, like more or less.
Are you hiding that or making it very obvious?
I wouldn't say either. More so, just it's a thing that's happening. Whether he probably knows. You can probably notice.
Yeah. Do you have a problem at all?
Just thinking about how you reacted when I walked in.
Yeah, I was just earlier on the road with some rude people. And I thought you were one of them.
Oh?
As I thought
One of who?
Mom was too. Group of bandits.
Is that right?
He's looking nervous as fuck.
Do I have I heard of any bandits operating in this area then? Like any open contracts out?
Give me an intelligence check with disadvantage.
Let's see. And just on this, that would be up here. Wow.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you've heard there are... The biggest problem you've heard is... It's just kind of a no-man's land for the most part. The Southcast Plains outside of... Like, south of the Rystridge Inn, Dunroch is it, unless you're in the military right now. But there is an open bounty of, like... I believe it's, 10 clips per person brought in alive, who's... Like, there is a list of just, like, hundreds of people being searched for. Some of them runaways from the military, etc. But given that there is a massive festival in Dunroch in a few days, people have been, especially merchant things, have been getting hit a lot lately.
Well, it's a dangerous place, I suppose. What exactly happened to you?
I was in my wagon and they just rode up right next to me and just said, "Give us what you got." And handed them just a few gold and got to talk my way out of that. Again, nervous.
I'm kind of curious as to how believable he's making this sound.
He's trying his best at a charisma.
Walker's very
No,
much not believing him.
I'm trying to say, like, can I insight?
Give me
this
a
then?
GM-only insight check. We have
Oof.
new things we can do
Okay.
now. Oh.
Private GM roll?
Blind GM roll. Only I
So
would
you
like
are-
to see it.
Wow.
As far as you can tell, he seems to be telling the truth. He's, like, you haven't known this guy long, but he's freaking the hell out. Like, he's obviously paranoid about something, but maybe his mind's just elsewhere.
I suppose it's good to avoid confrontations with such unsavory folk, but still an odd way to react to only one person. Tell me, Onyx, what do you do for a living?
I was in school and now I'm just on my way adventuring.
Adventuring.
School, huh? She kind of, like, narrows her eyes just a little. Where did you go to school?
Sweating profusely. terrible. Stop asking me questions.
Walker has not let up the stare, by the way.
Oh, sweetie, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just a little curious because, I was in school myself up until pretty recently.
Oh, he laughs a little bit. Sorry. It was school in Dresswood.
Let me look on the map here. Where is that?
It's north of Lockwood, the lake, south of Sherindale, the city. Near the
Dresswood's
trees.
pretty far north.
I see. Well, what am I trying to say? Just
See,
being
we
a
just-
student isn't always helpful in learning to take care of yourself on the road. So I can see why you might be nervous.
Said you went to school in Dresswood?
Yeah, I lived there as well.
I lean in a little bit. There's school in Dresswood, then. Is there a school in my hometown like that?
There's a.
It's my hometown too.
There is a. Dresswood's not large. It's
No.
one of the much smaller settlements that you would see on a map.
How old is Mr. Onyx? Look.
Early 20s, maybe?
Continue then.
Same, by the way.
But yeah, there is a small grammar school, and there is of course, a Chantry of Light, both of which, the Chantry of Light being a religious school that does teach kids who wish to be taught, or etc. But
Is this guy too old for that?
the grammar school, maybe, if he's like 18 or so, maybe it would fit, maybe 20, a wet late, but normally the Chantry of Light, they teach kids up until they like 13 or 14.
What was the name of the school you went to? Walker's leaning in at this point.
Simon's just as nervous as Logan. Nervously, kind of like, it's that light school, the one with, yeah.
Is that right? Interesting they don't know your own school's name.
It's been a while.
How long?
Simon's just
This
fucking
is-
like,
I am-
oh my god, I hate you so much. Simon looking nervous, like so nervous now. It's a few years. I was there with my family. My parents own a farm out there, and we traveled out probably like
Which of the
5
farms?
years ago. I don't, Ben. I didn't rename the farm of my father's.
I believe I asked you to, though, at one point.
No, you didn't.
No?
No, you never once did we go over the name of the farm.
Think of one, really quick.
Yeah, give me a name.
It was
Something
Dodagas's. What?
I was giving you recommendations. Something pastures.
Dodagas's fields.
Do I recognize this name then?
It was decent
Yeah,
size.
you do. You do.
Hmm.
It wasn't a large farm by any means, but out of Dresswood.
You said the light school finishes up around 14?
Yeah, normally about the time kids are like hitting puberty, that's about when they're like, alright, that's all we got to teach.
I feel like we're missing a few years in this story, Mr. Onyx.
Yeah, I headed out.
Headed out?
Yeah, I had places to be.
Places to be, huh? Or-
I hear that personally.
Walker will look over to you for a moment, but of course then go back to
Simon gets that very brief moment of like, and then fuck.
For her part, Rom looks kind of just in general amused by this whole interaction.
I assure you, she does not look as amused as Ben does right now, though.
This could spoil everything.
I feel like we're missing a few years in this story. So what caused you to leave? Rosewood's a nice place, even if it isn't that big.
I want to do things with the future, okay?
Was that right?
Yeah. Learned what I could, and I left.
So you knocked over one of the wealthier families and got out of town as quick as possible, huh?
That'd be pretty nice, but no.
The stare gets harder as soon as you say that.
I'm just trying to live life right now. He looks
Doing
sad.
what you
He
can
looks
to survive,
down.
huh?
He looks away from you, like for the first time in this whole conversation. Like not nervously.
Rom kind of like just nods a little, maybe almost imperceptibly.
You're leaving things out of this story. And
Walker,
your
what about
behavior's
you?
highly suspicious.
Who are you hunting?
I'll
Why
get to
does he
that.
have to answer to you anyway?
He doesn't. I haven't seen any bounties for him, so it's more or less for my own curiosity.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Oh yeah? Do I look like a cat to you?
More like a puppy. And he laughs.
Walker does not laugh. Looking for a guy named Bart. Goes by a lot of titles.
What titles? I can see if I know anything.
Too many.
I read a lot.
Think, let's see. Walker, like, taps the side of his face as he's thinking. And while William looks at his backstory for the information. Let's see. The daring, this time, I think.
The daring?
The daring. Is that right?
Have I ever heard of that, Ben?
Yeah,
I
same.
DM'd you. And for Rom, give me an intelligence check.
Okie dokie.
Nope.
Awesome.
So
Never heard of him.
can I roll Ben, or what'd you say?
I'm sorry?
He sent you a PM.
Okay, yeah. Simon turns around, goes in his little sack, and pulls out a paper and hands it to you. I saw this. And it's just a paper of a wanted poster of him.
It says Bart the Daring. It looks exactly like one that you saw a while ago. It's kind of
Imagine-
tattered and beat up and a bit dirty and...
I have to imagine I also have a very similar poster in my bag.
if you have kept it on you, then yeah.
Yeah, I imagine you would.
Looks like they were written by different people. Like, there's different handwriting, but they both have the same Antellier stamp on them of approval. Both with the same 500 cross bounty, 2,000 for the recovery of the heirloom.
Don't know what's on his pad, but
Walker hands it back. I'd say you should take better care of your things.
and I hand it to
Walker
to
actually pulls from his bag a much neater paper. A much neater wanted poster. One that seems like it's not been thrown haphazardly in a bag.
Someone then stuffs it back in the bag.
I would say you should take better care of your things, but it's none of my business.
Yeah.
So if I give it a look, have I seen?
Yeah, he handed it to you.
Okay, yeah. So if I take a look, what do I see?
You see the same poster. You're wondering if you've seen this gentleman before?
Well, what does he look like? And yes,
We never decided that, then.
I will let you take care of that, Walker.
He's a man in his, looks like mid-40s, dark hair, mutton chops on the sides of his face, a little bit skinny, big mustache as well, cocksure grin on his face. Looks like the type of guy who would be very fun to punch once.
There would be a note that the facial hair changes often.
Yes.
But yeah,
And
let me
have
see.
I ever seen him?
His nose looks like it's been broken before. Oh, then I think I broke my map just now.
No, you have not seen this gentleman.
Sorry, can't help you. Never seen him.
Eh,
And she'll
Not looking for the help at
hand
the
it over.
moment. But, yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm looking for. Just stopping by to see if either of you was him.
You some kind of sheriff or
No.
bounty hunter?
Yeah, bounty hunter. Oh. With a good deal of money this time, so might as well. Got the guy a few times before. Doesn't really put up much of a fight, but he's a slippery one.
As a bounty hunter, how much money do you look for as like your base amount? Just curious.
Whatever they're offering.
So you just go for anyone?
I mean, it depends on how easy it is. So like I said, this guy's doesn't put up much of a fight, even if he's slippery. That was the farthest of our gone to find him.
Sounds like an interesting line of work.
Mm.
Dangerous though.
It's not if you're only dangerous if you're stupid.
You probably learn a lot of cool things.
I don't know about that.
How long have you been traveling for? Doing this at least.
A little while.
Have you gotten any books from faraway places?
Don't often waste money on books.
Simon looks sad.
Oh no. How old is how old does Walker look again?
Late 20s.
I think it's a little bit older.
Exactly, he is 26 currently. But he's very close to 27.
Okay.
Oh, what time is it?
At this point, past sundown, like you guys have your camp, it's late, like maybe 10-ish, 11.
At this point, Walker's going to he's going to restart the fire, like actually get it working and fix it from where the stew spilled all over it. Maybe take out some rations of his own.
Is the moon up?
Let me check.
Don't laugh at me, William.
I'm going to every single time.
What?
It is not a full moon, probably still a few days away, but there is a moon, yeah.
If you gentlemen will excuse me for a couple minutes, I have some business to take care of. She'll
Simon raises an eyebrow.
kind of like
As soon as go ahead.
so she'll withdraw kind of from the fire a little bit, just sort of sit back by herself, kind of lay her sword across her knees and just kind of look up at the moon, kind of maybe seem like she's trying to listen.
Did you go through the bushes to hide yourself at all, or?
No, she just sat back, kind of probably far enough away so that you guys talking would be less loud.
Hmm.
She just looked like she's trying to listen for something, I guess.
Walker's done chatting at this point. Like I said, he'll get the fire back started and pull out some Limdis biscuits. What the fuck is the name of the bread? Hardtack?
Yeah, hardtack.
Prepare some heart attack. What is Lindis Biscuit?
Lembus
Is
is
that
from
Lord
Lord
of
of
the
the
Rings?
Rings. Yes.
The thing you've never seen.
Why the fuck do I know what that is?
I don't know.
Oh man. Anyway, yeah, no, he'll restart the fire and take out some heart attack and just fucking chow down. His manners aren't very refined. And he does not ask if he can do this.
Well, we're not gonna be talking. Simon,
You could talk if you want.
Ah,
Like if you want to say anything to Walker this time, he'll probably respond in some way.
all right then. Walker, do you do magic at all?
What's the name of the government organization that does the magic shit?
You mean the church?
Yeah, what's that? What are they called?
The They are the
Can you post it in game, please?
you mean just like the Church of Solara?
Yeah. Like, what would be the common name? Like a churchman or something?
Seers.
A seer?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do I look like a seer to you?
I mean, you don't have to be a seer to know magic. There's plenty of people I've met in my journeys
Walker
that know magic.
stops what he's doing immediately and intensely stares at you.
You've never just stumbled upon people just using magic.
I have. Caught him with my group, turned him in, made some good money. Trying to say something?
I mean, you're a bounty hunter. Just
I
wanted
am.
to know. I assumed I don't know what your whole thing is.
But you magic
Bounty hunters
is part
have
of the
to have
church.
bounty hunters have to have power. I don't know if you're
Power?
for good or for bad.
What are you talking about?
You can't just be weak and be a bounty hunter.
You see this thing? Walker gestures
What do
to
you-
the crossbow at his side. One
Yeah.
shot to your leg. You're not running anymore. Not a shot in your arms. You're not swinging a sword.
Fair enough.
And if you're too far, I always got other options.
You do indeed. Simon will finish up any soup that he has left, and
Hey Vin, real quick. I'd like to perform an action.
Okay.
I'll use my relentless ability.
Okay.
Hang on a second. My sheet closed at some point. Alright. Should this be private? Or does it matter? I feel like it doesn't matter.
I'll let you make the call.
It's also called tireless. I said the wrong thing.
Yeah, that would explain why I was. Okay.
Ooh,
Oh wow. All right.
spicy. Alright, where the fuck is that stored? Ah, here it is. Wow, I have more health than anyone at the moment.
Holy shit! You have a bunch of health. Oh.
Alright. Yeah, no. Walker will get back to restarting the fire, eating his food, but he'll, of course, every so often look over at, hang on a second.
Bottom left.
He would, of course, stare every so often at Mr. Onyx, just to, keep him on his toes. But at the same time, when he thinks she's not looking, Walker's gonna look over to, did Rom say her name?
yeah.
Yes, she did.
Look over at Rom. Thinks he notices something interesting.
If like 10, 15 minutes goes by and she doesn't seem to hear anything, she'll probably just like heave a big sigh, flip her big old sword back into its sheath or holder or whatever it is, and come sit back by the fire.
You do that often.
Just listening.
Just listening, huh? What was with
Something
your
like
eyes?
that. Huh?
What was with your eyes?
What are you talking about?
And now it's Ron's turn to get the look, the stare.
Ryan's
She
not
just-
here, what?
Gives you a big smile. I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about, sweetie.
Is that right? You know you can listen without crouching with a sword.
Well, I have my business, you have your business. You're not going to tell me everything, I'm not going to tell you everything.
Is that right? Were you interested in knowing something else?
Not yet. I might think of something.
I got a question now. What's with the eyes?
I told you already. I don't know what you're talking about.
Simon's just looking back and forth. Every time someone speaks, he looks at them and back and forth, back and forth.
You see something wrong with my eyes, Onyx? She just kind of like blinks at him.
I didn't.
Hang on. Does he do
don't
like
see
the
anything.
slow like lashes blink thing?
Yes!
Like the little me.
Bats her eyelashes like, I know they're real pretty and everything, but
I didn't see.
anything else? I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't see anything wrong.
Alright.
If you're trying to give a lady a compliment, you could be more forthright about it.
Do you guys want me to leave you guys two alone, or?
Do
No.
we? And you just like grin and look over at Walker. Do we?
Walker's unamused by these games. No. I honestly don't care. He'll sit back down and finish up his shitty
I
bread.
think we'll be all right together, the three of us.
Sure.
Is there anything else for the evening, or will you all be hitting the bedrolls?
During his free time, Walker will fiddle with his crossbow, the bolts, maybe carve some wood he finds nearby. You know. Continue looking extremely tired, things like that.
Alright.
Well, gentlemen, are we gonna set up some watches?
Do what you want.
Well-
Basically, for a moment, Walker looks up to just say that, and then he looks immediately back down at what he's fiddling with.
We all gotta sleep sometime.
I'll take last watch. I'm always an early riser.
Have fun with that.
So
I
are you not
suppose.
taking any watch, Walker?
I'm not taking watches with you people. I'll be doing my own thing.
Man,
Forgive
that
me.
does
Well
not-
then,
that
Master
doesn't
Onyx.
make me comfortable.
Both.
How about you and I do our own watches then? You watch out for me, I'll watch out for you.
Sounds good.
Great then. I'll go first. So, Rom will
As-
stay up.
Fire
You'll
starts
notice.
to die.
You'll notice that during your watch, Walker doesn't ever put a bedroll down, doesn't ever lie down, just keeps fiddling with his crossbow.
Walker, go ahead and give me a perception check, and Rom, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Big.
Fun.
He's got his fucking eyes on you. You fucking degenerate liars. You fucking knows.
Oh god. I've been wanting to laugh so hard at these fucking interrogations.
I feel like this is gonna happen a good amount.
So, Rom, keeping your eyes out, you at one point hear what sounds vaguely like the howling of a wolf or other canine out in the distance. Other than that, it's slow and boring. You, after about an hour or so, you begin to hear what sounds like a loud like, it's very echoing from further north, the direction you came, but it is almost a loud, rambunctious echoing. You can hear people yelling, just echoing very far. Sounds very far away. Walker, while you get all this, you also notice what I mentioned before, probably a bit more intensely now that the fire's dying and etc. But other than that, the only thing you notice is when Simon sleeps, he keeps a very close proximity to his belongings.
That's not too strange. Round two, what are basically strangers? It makes perfect sense.
And yeah, after about an hour or so, you hear that as well as Rom. And it begins to get louder and louder, and then you can hear, like, almost an echo of, like, screaming and yelling. Rambunctious and almost celebratory, but screaming and yelling nonetheless.
What do you suppose that is, Mr. Walker?
Like we talked earlier, these woods are dangerous, especially with all the merchants coming through. Got a festival. 10 clips per bandit. Per head brought in. From what I heard.
What do you say? Sorry.
10 silver. 10 clips.
Okay. So, you think it's some people celebrating bringing in a bandit?
No, I think it's bandits celebrating taking out a merchant. Probably a rich one from the sound of it.
I see. Maybe we should bank the fire a little then.
Is the fire already out at this point?
It's embers. At this point, it's close to out.
Okay.
And it is by no means, like, freezing. Like, it might be in the 60s, but it's not like you need
That's nothing.
Could I tell how many distinct voices I heard?
at least 8 or 10.
Yeah. Few too many to consider hunting, so. Walker kicks at the fire a bit, stamps it out, any embers that remain.
Rom will probably just, like, stand up and stretch a little, just in case.
Notable, Walker does keep staring at Rom very often, especially your eyes.
If she catches him,
he's not hiding it.
I mean, she'll like just. Oh my god!
Oh my god, Alex!
Alex is just going full me right now.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Alright,
just a
let's
second.
go ahead and take a break while Alex fixes her throat.
I do need to use the
Alright.
restroom real quick.
Then how late are we going? Or is this gonna be like a full session?
I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and take a break. Welcome back. So, continuing, as Simon sleeps and you two listen to this sound of rambunctious movement moving south towards the path. Continue, please.
And Walker just destroyed the last remnants of the fire.
I believe I was gonna mention, since, you know, that Walker is not making a secret that he's, you know, taking some looks. Rom is just gonna occasionally tip him like a little wink.
Walker is stone-faced, even at the winks. He might even be like the faintest hint of annoyance every time.
In that case, she will fucking blow him a kiss.
Again, the stone face, but the slightest hint that he's annoyed by it.
And I think I said that she was gonna like stand up and kind of do some stretches, warm up a little bit, just in case these rowdy revelers happen
Rowdy rough
to
boys.
chance upon them.
They are getting closer. By the sounds of it, they'll probably be on the road near you within 5 minutes or so.
I'll be back. Walker just gets up while still filling with his crossbow, doesn't put it down, walks closer to the road and sits in a bush. Just hides. He wants to get a look-see at these
Give me a
people.
stealth check.
Given that I have time to set up, I have 5 minutes till they get here, would I have advantage or something?
I'll allow advantage on that.
I guess Rom is aware that she's not super duper stealthy, so she, for the most part, is probably just gonna stay within earshot and jogging distance.
Alright. And you can go ahead and give me a perception check, Walker.
Nice.
This is a huge caravan. Probably well over 50 people.
Oh, fuck.
You see the first thing you see coming up the hill cresting is 6 horses. A large covered wagon behind it. And then behind that is where you can hear people yelling, and you can hear the clinking of glasses, and it sounds like a mobile pub, the way there's just so much going on. You can hear what sounds like a couple of trumpets, and a couple of lutes, and some bongo drums. It is a full-on party on wheels moving in your direction.
Huh. Do they look like bandits, or maybe just people attending the festival?
You've passed a few, you haven't passed anything this big, but you've been moving faster than most people. So you've passed a few people. This does look like probably people getting ready to attend the festival.
Alright.
But obviously you can't say for sure, and if you'd like to stay, you feel pretty well about how hidden you are.
Yeah, alright. No concern then. He'll wait for them to pass, so there's no chance anyone will see him just fucking leaving the bush.
Okay, what you do see is behind the first large wagon, there is what looks like a boxing arena on wheels being pulled. And 3 or 4 people sitting in it drinking.
Okay. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, you can see there's this Zuradashi man with just this big they're all wearing masks too while they're sitting here drinking.
That's concerning. What is Zoradashi again?
Zoradashi is the dwarves, the Lykier sea dwarves. You can see when I say masks, I don't mean executioner masks. They look more like luchador style masks.
I was thinking Masquerade.
No, covered masks with just the eyes and mouth showing up. And they're all sitting around this mobile boxing ring, just kind of drinking and hanging out a bit. More people on horseback beside them. Lots of celebration. You can see there's a tankard in the middle of this ring that people are going up to and filling their ale and just kind of... Yeah, that's it. It's not moving very fast because of the amount of stuff being moved, but there it is. And after moments,
like I said, Walker will wait for them all to pass before heading back to camp.
They didn't even, it wasn't even that they, noticed you, they didn't even, no one is even keeping an eye out for whether or not anything. And back to the camp.
Yep.
Alright.
He doesn't really say much when he gets back. He just sits down and gets back to what he was doing.
Anything we ought to be worried about?
No. Just some revelers, seems. Either way, it was too many people to worry about.
I suppose I'll take your word for it. Shay, seems like a good time.
Other than that, another hour goes by, nothing happens. How long are you going to be staying on watch, each of you?
That's a good question.
well-
That's a funny question, then.
We're doing we're only doing 2, me and
So, if you both want a full night's
Onyx?
sleep, you'd each need to take an 8-hour watch.
I guess that's what we're doing.
You just go to sleep. Just if you feel like you trust him, just go.
I mean,
Well, I mean, if we're sleeping 8 hours, wouldn't it be 4 each?
you wouldn't. You're not sleeping for another 4 hours, then.
Yeah.
All right.
The reason why you do the typical watch is because out of an 8-hour long rest, you have to spend 6 of it sleeping as a human, or else you accrue a level of exhaustion.
Also, normally, if you
Well-
have 5 people in a party, 4 of them at 2 hours.
Wait, what are you saying? Jen?
I'll do as much as I can without
hours.
feeling like I'm gonna be exhausted.
Within
Maybe
a
2
few
hours.
hours, you are beat to hell. It's just like your like eyes are, you're having a hard time keeping them open. It's like,
you had to
meanwhile,
get-
there's Walker. His eyes are fine. He looks exactly the same as when you first met him. His eyes are still kind of like bloodshot. He still looks beat, but like, still all there in the head. Doesn't look all that tired. Looks like he's used to doing this sort of thing. You go to bed then?
Yeah, I guess. Rob will like do a big sigh, kind of like stretch her arms above her head, and she's got some arms on her. I mean, she's otherwise very, like I said, ruler thin,
But
Skinny,
broad-shouldered.
but yeah, she's obviously been wielding this big ass sword for a while. And she says, well, I think I'm gonna wake up our little friend here and take a bit of a lay down myself.
Feel free.
Not feeling tired at all?
Ugh.
Does he actually like laugh?
Well, yeah, Walker just like fucking gut laughs, like a quick one, and it just goes back to what he's doing.
Well, in that case, you'd fucking ignore the dude and go like gently shake Onyx up. Hey, honey, you want to wake up a little bit?
Yeah. He sits up.
You mind taking the watch from me?
Yeah, of course. You get some rest. You too, bird.
Thanks.
Hmm.
As you go, like, curl up, just short ways away. Probably, like, using her pack as a pillow in the most comfortable way possible, which is probably not super comfortable, but you know how it is. Sword
As-
close by.
As before, Walker's just fiddling with his crossbow.
Is it a
Sharpening
bright
some
enough
bolts.
night to read it all then?
Yeah, the moon's not full, but close to.
Simon will pull out one of his numerous books. Just read. As long as he can, until it gets too dark. And then,
I mean, the only problem is occasionally there's a scattering of clouds that blocks the moon. You're reading by moonlight with not a ton of trouble. So how long are you staying up?
I'd say, knowing Simon, probably like 2 hours until he'd start nodding off, and then hopefully,
Hopefully Walker won't kill
hopefully
the
Walker will say, "Yo, no." Hopefully Walker would
So-
be like, "Hey,
If you would please both give me a perception check.
It's me, the perception check maker. Yes!
I don't have to type it anymore.
Simon?
I'll never misspell."
That's persuasion, not perception.
Oh, same thing.
Unfortunately, good rolls are wasted on boring time. It is quiet, and in a couple of hours, I'm and you begin to slowly nod off back to sleep. Not much in the way of actually compelling you to stay awake. There's nothing to really, like... Essentially, your senses are not stimulated at all. The only thing happening is the constant sound of Walker fiddling with his crossbow, working on bolt shafts, working on various... Like, he is just working the whole time while keeping his eyes peeled. But eventually, sleep is once more to take you.
Just fucking slump over.
Basically.
Walker, you take the rest of the watch?
Walker continues to stay up.
Crazy madman.
As the sun begins to rise on the West Edoras mountain range, the day begins to warm up. Fairly hot today. On the very quick early morning heat catching you. You have gained a level of exhaustion.
Oh no. In the last hour, I imagine they can basically be, we wake up to the sound of, like that, like the sound of like skin slaps almost.
Yeah, okay.
If they look over, they can see Walker just trying to keep himself fucking awake. But I would like to make use of my feature,
So,
my
You've
tireless
got-
feature.
you guys, as you are packing up the camp and setting everything up, Walker, you spend the next half hour or so just taking a cat nap. And as you come to, the exhaustion is gone,
Oh, that
and you look like a new man.
new man.
Oh. Oh my god.
You know, Mr. Onyx,
Yeah.
where was I going with that? I think he might have been awake that whole time, except for just now. Does that strike you as odd at all?
Do I hear this?
I mean, that would have been while you were doing your
Yeah.
cat nap.
Yeah. I imagine catnap is more of just him being in and out, just like
Yeah.
like
I would
nodding
say-
off while saying, and like, you know.
I would say you know they're talking about you, but you're in that state of...
I also feel like Walker would ignore it anyway. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of odd. Never seen that.
Strange man.
What
So-
happens if we wake him up? Or not?
Why don't we just leave him alone? You know, let sleeping dogs lie.
Yeah. Did Simon ever notice the eyes?
No.
Then? Damn.
They're a very pretty color.
Well, I guess What was Walker talking about?
I have no idea. Do you? I don't look strange at all, do I?
No, maybe I missed something.
She was just like blink innocently. Bat the eyelashes. You know how it'd be.
Do you also like to look at the moon?
It's pretty, isn't it?
Definitely.
I do. I like it a lot.
He gives you a nice smile. It's peaceful.
It is.
Well then, he straightens up, time to go. Well, I mean, how long has he been in sleep? Hypnosis?
Sleep mode.
Half hour or so.
It's like half an hour.
Yeah. And he kind of like shakes himself awake almost.
Gets up, gets anything he like took out, he neatly puts back in his bag. Just fucking starts going.
And you guys have completed a night's rest, not a long rest.
Oh boy. Well, I guess it doesn't matter yet.
No, not just yet.
Oh yeah, let me part of that slap and get awake thing, I'm gonna use my tireless thing again.
Alright. So until you take another roll that. Alright, how much temp HP do you get today? 6.
Okay. There we go.
Alright. So, you guys pack up and, with the horse carrying most of the heavy belongings, begin to head south once more towards Dunroch.
Is Walker like making a point of walking with us?
I want to say he wouldn't. Like, you know, he's the type to walk with purpose.
Maybe kind of like up ahead, but not like getting too far away. Maybe?
Yeah, let's say that. Like if you said something, like yelled something out to him, he'd probably hear and like, you know, respond or whatever. Like he's within like shouting distance.
Strange man. Not too friendly.
Simon's right next to you.
Don't worry. We'll we'll get you to Dunroch safely.
Thank you.
She gives you a big smile.
Walker, being that you are taking point, please give me a perception check.
Is this the point where I use my future wild secrets? I don't have that. Nothing I have. Whoa!
And it is about an hour and a half later that you come across a massive pile of trash dumped on the side of the road. Broken bottles, broken tankards, what looks like an empty barrel of ale.
The people from last night. Walker just like steps to the side a bit and just like arms crossed, looks at the garbage, just like fucking shakes his head. just for a minute, just like thinking.
What all is in the trash?
Give me an investigation check.
I mean, I'm not gonna like dig through it.
I thought that's what you
just
meant.
like no.
It looks like
how many
mostly
coins do we
like busted
find?
tankards, broken bottles. There's an empty what looks like barrel or keg that's kind of cracked. Not a lot of... Like, it looks like the stuff that you would throw out of a bar at the end of the night. Type of stuff.
Messy, messy.
You guys probably, like, if you're still walking the direction, catch up to where Walker's just standing and looking at the trash.
And Walker, you would have gathered that this caravan probably hasn't stopped since its last stop. They don't take rests. They probably are big enough to just have people going 24/7. The only rest they take is for the horses.
Alright. Not much he can do about any of this, or cares to do anyway. May as well keep going.
Guys, continue.
What are we stopping
And
for?
Is he leading now, out of earshot?
Well, you basically, what happened there is that there was trash outside the road. Walker stopped to,
Look at it.
just
Growl at it.
You guys
just
caught
glower at it.
Yeah,
more
and then
or
we
less.
caught
You guys
up.
caught up.
And then do you...
After a bit, if no one said anything to him, you would just keep on without really much word.
So you do end up, like, getting ahead of us.
I know, I imagine he's moving a bit ahead.
Out of earshot of Walker. Turns to Ram. Have you, by chance, heard of some sort of mage that operates here?
She kind of purses her lips a little, as if considering. Well, I am heading this way because I'm interested in speaking with, let me just double check what the wording is here.
She taps her cheek as she thinks back, and Alex checks.
I heard there was a lady who shows up every year around this time who is maybe some kind of witch. They let her be for some reason. I wanted to talk to her. Is that what you're getting at?
Gives you a good smile and a nod. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, yes, that's what I've heard.
Looks like we have something in common. Well, hopefully we have the same intentions.
This
Maybe
just
they-
gets more and more interesting.
And he keeps going. Confirming, yay!
The next couple of hours go by without incident. A few more. The day gets hot and finally begins to cool down as the sun begins to set. You know, you're not, but maybe you might be able to. You've been making fairly good pace. Make it to Dunroch, but it probably wouldn't be until midnight, sometime in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. or something. So you would definitely be beat to hell if you did it tonight, but you could. But it is right about at sundown that you find I'm sorry. Walker, you, being the perceptive boy, see a smokestack in the distance, just like a large plume of fairly dark smoke.
Not near the town, or?
No, this is just off, roughly west. Yeah, like roughly due west. You're going roughly due south, maybe south-southeast. This is off to the west.
I imagine Walker would stop, turn the direction, put like a hand forward, like at a right angle, try to figure out like just how far the smoke looks away, consider whether or not it's a good idea to go check it out. Can I roll something to see how far it is away, or?
Yeah, give me a survival check. See
Ooh.
what you know about smoke.
About smoke.
17.
Yeah.
You know that the coloring of it, it's kind of like almost like a dark and like getting a better look, almost like a tannish brownish dark. You would know that means it is probably wood burning, a lot of it, and it's maybe 20-30 minute walk from here. There's a bit of a thicket of trees currently blocking your view that you just kind of see it over. No, it is a lot. Like, this is a lot of... It doesn't look like a forest fire, it looks contained, but it is a massive, like fire, just stack of smoke.
Like, not the type of thing one person would need.
Oh, no, this is a lot of smoke.
I guess, once again, the two would catch up to him. What was that?
Get out of here.
Once again, the two would catch up to him, considering his options. Then he scratches at his, like, scraggly beard with one hand, looking down, maybe eyes closed, head rocking back and forth as he thinks, just... figuring out what's going on.
Copper, for your thoughts.
Yeah, you. Smoke out there.
Me? Hello.
Yeah.
I've been here the whole time.
Yeah, whatever. Smoke out there, too much for one person to need. Trying to guess what might be out there and whether it's worth investigating. If it's a group's campsite, might be worth looking into.
No, this is not a camp.
Like
this
it's
is...
a...
Forest fire?
It's
No,
too
it's different.
contained to be a forest fire, but if this is a fire of any kind, it would be like a massive bonfire style. But, yeah,
well, that was what I was
getting
at. If it was like a
regular camp fire.
Like if it was a big campsite or something, then
Yeah.
the guy, if it's a, I need to fucking get back in character. If it's a big camp, Bart might be there. Maybe it took refuge with some folk traveling down to the festival. But if not, that's an hour of my time wasted looking into something that was nothing.
Could be those revelers that we heard before.
Could be. It's another option. But then again, we could be with them. What was the last information I heard, then? It was that he was in town, or that he was heading that way?
He was heading towards Dunroch was the last thing you got pointed to. And you knew he still had a decent lead on you. So... And you would have heard that back at, like, someone before you even reached the Reistrage Inn.
Yeah. But I have my doubts they would be him. Yeah, the guy had a big lead on me. And I doubt I've caught up that much.
Well, I suppose it's up to you. It's your business after all.
Could be the bandits the boy was so afraid of.
Simon looks away.
So, they're afraid.
What are you doing?
Like Walker lets it go.
Rom gives you like a little pat.
Who?
You should specify.
Fucking Onyx.
he
Little reassuring pat.
enjoys it. It's his first.
He enjoys the pat!
It's like it's hard to like say.
Appreciates?
He appreciates the pat.
The gesture.
Yeah, the gesture. Yeah.
Oh, you guys continue?
Walker sighs, lets out a deep breath, gets moving again. Wastes enough time standing around. So he gets going. Heading towards the town. What time of day was it, you said?
It was almost sundown, like orange skies.
I think Walker would set up camp once more before getting to town. While he's more than capable of just walking into town, there's no one going to be really awake for him to, question, except for maybe like a single innkeeper or something. So, might as well just spend another night.
How far are you guys heading past where you were? Another couple hours, or?
Another hour, long enough that's appropriate to set up camp.
Guys, continue to travel southward up until get past the thicket of trees, back into wide open plains of the Southcast. With only a few hours, maybe another... I'd say by the time you set up camp, you're about 4 to 5 hours out of Dunroch. Set up camp once more. There is almost no wood left from what was pillaged from the destroyed wagon. You need to do what you need to do.
Do you believe our boy Walker's gonna try to find a good camping spot?
Give me a survival check.
Camping check.
Camping check.
Walker is an expert camper.
Is he, still being standoffish, like, oh, we're not traveling together, or...
A bit, I'd say. He's not been get the fuck away from me, but he's not hey, feel free to come camp with me. It's a good middle ground. Hey guys, let's go camping together.
He's more just
I think if you guys have been around enough, you'd know that it'd be clear that Walker knows what he's doing when it comes to trying to find camping stuff.
And with the fact that you don't need a wagon, finding a few dead trees that you can easily break up and being able to pull the horse easily far off the road, you make yourself nice and safe.
Yeah. I mean, you could definitely join him where he finds a spot.
There's what looks like a tree that's probably been felled a year or so. It's nothing more than dead bark and some termites now, but will definitely burn.
Yeah. Yeah, Walker starts setting up a camp. Getting things together. He starts up a fire, gets out his shitty walk. Thinks about finding some food.
Will you guys be eating anything other than trail rations tonight?
I think Walker will take a bit, see if you can find any small game. Can turn into edible.
He tells.
I did say shitty walk. It is. He basically he builds a little campfire and he puts a shitty walk over it.
It looks like it has been used far too much. It is beat to hell.
But what cared for? It's obvious.
It's as well cared for as you can care for something that's used as much as this thing obviously is.
Yeah, it's still seasoned. Its handle looks like it's been repaired, replaced with a new wooden grip. Things like that.
Does Walker end up telling them that he's leaving to go find game?
I mean, did you guys join? You guys join him at the camp? Did you say anything to him, as you do that, or?
Sure. Let's go ahead and
let's get back. Let's get out of media res.
Yeah. Let's. You mind sharing with us again tonight, honey?
Walker would look up at you for a second, look back down, finish what he's setting up, and stand up. Yeah. Feel free.
I mean, I can cook. And he has a big smile on his face.
Can you cook without kicking your kicking my pan over?
I mean, as long as someone doesn't appear from the bushes.
Funny you mention that.
No promises.
Suddenly, as you are...
Oh my god!
Hang on. Why did Mitchell join the call? Wait, DJ Ventron.
But no, after you
Beefed
set
him?
up the fire and everything, you will know that you're probably not the first person who has abused this tree for firewood. It's... yeah. In any case, I digress, please.
No promises there. Is how Walker responds to the as long as someone doesn't jump out thing.
Okay. Now go get us some food, he says excited.
What?
You're gonna go hunt. Right? You just said you were.
Are you stop talking? I thought we were in character.
I did,
So
that
in
was
character, yell, "Go get us some food!"
like excitedly, like
Oh
he's
my
like,
God.
go hunt for us.
I think this is what Walker takes exception to. All right, you can share my campfire.
You get a slight side eye.
You can share my
Towards me
campfire
or
if you
towards-
want, but don't be expecting any favors.
Thumbs up.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Walker will then go hunt.
If you would
Hand
please
cross.
give me one more survival check. You have found a
Hand-
nice little thicket.
And crossbows aren't exactly ideal for hunting, but yeah.
What time of year is it?
It's sundown.
I said time of year.
Oh, what time of year? Like season?
Like what season?
You are in...
Human seasons, please.
Yeah, I was going to. It's mid-spring.
Can I get the funny
Alright.
fake season?
What?
Can I get the funny fake season?
You don't want to go into that.
Okay.
Regarding weather and context, it's about mid-spring.
Okay.
Are there like any, I don't know, berry bushes or anything in the immediate area?
Are you wondering if you would know that, or just gotta go looking?
Not go too far, just like vaguely look around.
Alright, give me a survival check.
I mean, this is not what she's good at, but
I
Find
still
some
can't
poison.
stop when I say give a check looking at Discord. It's so weird.
Yep.
It's not
Man.
what she's good at, you say, is you're good at it.
This is the only time then.
Alright, so... you find this... heading about 5 minutes towards that thicket that you guys passed. You find this large bush. It's it takes over, like, the entire floor of, like, this thicket for probably a good 20, 30 feet. And it is just full of these beautiful little dark berries. Thousands of them. You would note that they are also there. You can definitely see some nice little spikes all over this thing as well.
do I recognize it?
Give me a nature check.
Yay!
Yeah, those are blackberries. Some type of blackberry, some strain. But yeah,
Cool.
all you know is that it hurts like hell sometimes because those spikes are strong.
Well, Rom will go fetch her new best friend and suggest picking some berries.
Simon will try his best to assist.
Alright. To assist?
Like, to pick berries with.
Alright, yeah, both of you give me a survival check for berry picking. You have found them, you have identified them, now acquire them.
Oh, yeah, there we go. So,
You're terrible at it.
And how long are you going to spend doing this?
Probably like enough to get like
A bushel?
a handful. Yeah, a bushel's better. I mean, bushel's kind of large, but yeah.
Yeah, alright. And you guys fill up on some berries, you nick yourselves a bit, and by the time you're done, both of your hands are... Rom in particular, but... Simon, you've got a decent few, but by the time you're done, like, Rom comes out, like, she's got pricks all over the insides of her hands right now.
I'm gonna have to go make some more tea. I never was very good at this sort of thing, but, guess it's better than nothing.
Meanwhile, Walker, as
Hello.
they hunt berries, you hunt a more dangerous game.
Ooh, rabbits.
I was just gonna say rabbits. You, in short order, as you have done many times on this trek, are able to find various types of hares. There's one that has this beautiful, like, brown and gray coat. Get it between your sights, and without issue, and it just, like, right into the ground.
Easy. Walker will go and get it and, pick it up by its hind legs and bring it back.
It's not very large. Like, you could probably... Like, you would know that you could probably, if you spend a little more time, find something else if you wanted. Or another
Is this
one.
enough for myself to eat tonight?
Yeah, it would be fine for you.
Would it be enough for one of them to eat as well?
If you're feeling a bit peckish.
Peckish?
Yeah, like, it would be enough for you for, like, a good meal, or two people as, like, a meal. It definitely wouldn't go 3 ways.
I would imagine with hardtack as well, it would, this stuff is only meant to, like, stretch the hardtack.
Yeah.
I think it would be enough that way, right?
I mean, it would be enough, yeah. It's just a matter of, how much you want to share the good meat of a hare.
Alright, let's go for one more. Let's see if we can get one more here.
Give me another
That'll be
survival
nice.
check.
I opened Discord to give you a survival check.
I know,
I've done it
every
now.
time I say it, I look over there.
That was the first time I did it.
Oh my god.
Y'all suck.
And in short order, you find a smaller one, even smaller than that one, and track it for a little while. And eventually, it kind of starts to, climb under a bush. Probably 10-15 minutes away. And you're smart enough to know that that is probably where there is a family or a group of them under this bush that you could probably wait out and hunt. If you wish to wait, how long will it?
What was that?
Really?
I'm sorry, I was actually sending you a PM.
Oh.
And it's not... There it is. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. It went under something and...
Yeah, it went under a bush and kind of like you're smart enough to know enough of a hunter to know that like there's probably a bunch of them under there and you just have to wait for them to come out.
Only once one more.
So you wait about 5 minutes or so and you hear something behind you. You hear just a broken stick. And then you hear ah! And then the sound of running away from you.
I did not get the rabbit yet, I assume.
No. This is right when you were, like, set up to wait. After maybe...
As soon as he hears the branch being stepped on, he freezes. A moment later, he turns as soon as he hears the...
Alright, give me a perception check. You see a kid of no more than 7 or 8, currently, like, kind of dirty, running away from you, scared shitless looking.
Does he, like, have a certain nationality? Does he look like a local?
It looks Lenorian at a glance, like, not wearing anything more than just common clothing, a long, dirty, tattered cloak.
How far am I away from camp?
About 15-minute walk.
So if that kid's family wanted to, they could come find us, given this location. Pretty easily.
Probably.
Okay. Walker would sigh, then try to see if he can get that next hair real quick.
Alright. Wait a moment. Perfect shot, and you get one. This one much bigger. Enough meat for 3, no problem.
He'll sling it over his shoulder and begin walking back.
No
though of course he
damage to
walks.
the bolts either.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah, he'll put those to the side so we can clean them off later during the night. He'll be walking back, and of course he walks with purpose. Like normal walking speed is like 15. He walks 20, 25.
Okay, yeah. And go ahead and give me a perception check. Another one. Can't use passive
no.
for this. All right. I just needed to see if you noticed one.
We can't use passive for this?
No, not for this. That's why I need you to.
Ah, okay.
So, if you would please, arrive back at... I'm sorry, you arrive back at camp. You can see Rom and Onyx with a decent couple handfuls of some sort of blackberry. Most of them ripe. Though there are little specks of red on some of them that probably... It looks a little weird. You've never seen anything like that before. Rom, you and Simon would know that is from where you kept getting stabbed and bleeding on the berries.
Jesus.
So, you guys see swung over Walker's shoulder one average size hair and a very large one.
How much are the two carrying?
A couple
How
handfuls.
much?
I mean, not like berries. How much items? Like, how heavily are they weighed down?
If I had to give an answer, I would say, Simon travels very light outside of his books and probably some food. He doesn't really have anything on him that you can see. Rom has some stuff, rations, things like that. They're both traveling pretty light though. Compared to you, they are traveling very light.
Right. Walker will sit back down, fireside, begin cleaning up those hairs, and he'll talk as he does so. So I'll get in the forest when I caught these. We might get a visit from his family sometime tonight.
Great.
An unfriendly visit?
Who's to say?
I suppose we'll have to find out.
I'm not worried.
Are you staying up all night again tonight?
How I sleep is my business.
I mean... Alright.
It is a little out of the ordinary.
Yeah, and so are your eyes.
I look at Rom's eyes. Is there anything weird about...
Give me a perception check, see. Not really. No, not really.
What are you talking about, Walker?
You know what? I don't really care whether you...
Personally, I just think he doesn't know how to give a lady a proper compliment.
At that, Walker rolls his eyes and continues with his rabbit cleaning.
Simon ends up setting up the... If it's not already set up.
The walk's already on the fire, heating up.
Okay.
It was beefore he started hunting.
Okay.
It's found to be fucking sizzling by now.
So, 2 cleaned hairs, blackberries, and hardtack. We got a dinner going.
All right.
You said there only a few handfuls of those blackberries?
Yeah.
You should save those. He points at the blackberries that I guess they're still holding in their palms.
I imagine
I
this.
think we would have put them in like a handkerchief or something.
Imagine you probably could have one. Right then?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more. And he points back to the way that we were coming from.
I'm not hurting
Yeah,
for
that's
food.
right. There's a big old bush.
Can always grab more in the morning.
I'm not too hurting for food right now. But, feel free if you want. That type of stuff's real good for making pemmican.
Do I know what that is?
I don't. Maybe I don't. Can we make checks on that? Because Logan doesn't.
I mean, Alex does.
Logan doesn't.
I would say... Give me intelligence checks. Rom, you have no idea. Simon, you've heard the term maybe once, but you know what? You know that it's something on the higher tier of like food you don't know how to cook, but
It's edible food.
essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just eat these plain.
You eat a lot of things plain.
Touche.
Doesn't make them last longer.
I must confess that I don't really know much about preparing longer-lasting food.
Just fat, dried meat, and berries.
Do you mind teaching me?
She kind of wrinkles her nose up.
It's better than some stuff.
I suppose.
Especially you have sugar, something to put in it, make it sweeter.
I'd imagine Simon's writing this down right now, as you're giving out ingredient instructions.
Walker is slightly irked by that, but doesn't comment.
Well, I am certainly not carrying anything like that. Are you?
Oh, I'm just learning.
What?
She meant sugar, I think.
I was asking you, honey. I was asking our friend here.
Were you asking about sugar?
Yes.
Oh,
No, I just brought hardtack. Sugar's expensive.
Precisely.
So, as you guys...
Oh, there was something that I was about
Okay,
to
I'm
say. I
sorry.
just had to
Yeah, you have to... Your voice is still...
find
fine.
it. Personally, I'm so poor I couldn't buy a hummingbird on a string for a piece of copper.
I really want to comment on this stupid fucking analogy.
no comment from either of us.
Walker just looks at you judgmentally over the analogy, but doesn't comment.
I mean, she said it very blithely, like she didn't really even think about it.
Just like you randomly spouted nonsense? Is that what you're getting at?
It sounds like.
That's what it sounded like.
I mean, maybe to put it another way, I don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. I'm a poor traveler.
Walker, I guess just... Anna doesn't really have a response to that, so he just keeps on with the cooking. The cleaning of the rabbits, and he'll just toss them onto the wok. You probably cut up the pieces and toss them on.
You guys finish up. surprisingly, give me another survival check. Well, Walker, you're second, right?
I did the survival check like you asked.
That's fine. It's surprisingly not bad of a dinner. It's better than yesterday's, and probably better than anything you guys have had in quite a few days at this point.
Walker is actually pretty good at making sure the stuff he cooks doesn't taste super gamey. The trick is to get out as much of the fat as he can. Because all that
Simon's
stuff
writing
just turns
this
into
all
grease.
down.
He's not saying that. I'm talking saying that in media res. Adding to the narrative. Come on now.
Simon's just taking notes on the way you cook.
There you go.
Yeah.
You would notice that he's basically gotten rid of as much fat as possible from the meat and has it separate.
So, with dinner consumed, who will be taking watches tonight, and in what order?
I volunteer as tribute.
Will anyone else be taking watches tonight?
Simon just looks at Rom, looks at Walker, just looks back at Rom, and just slouches over and makes his bedroll.
Why don't we go ahead and do the same thing as last night, Sugar? Sugar, honey.
Alright.
Sorry.
Walker and Rom, please give me perception checks.
Can I have 1 sec to run to the bathroom?
You're asleep right now. Oh, I'm sorry. The other person's asleep. Shit.
Alright,
I'm asleep.
so we will go ahead and take a break now then.
Thank you, BRB.
So, with perception checks rolled, Rom, please.
Oh, right.
Nice.
Dude, we both sucked on this one.
Pick the right night to suck.
Yeah, so much for that visit.
Um,
So, Walker gets started during the night, as he did last night, fixing up his bolts. Of course, he has two he needs to clean rabbit guts off of.
Yeah, one of them in particular, the first one's kind of like got this weird like combination of matted bloody fur and dirt, and it kind of like got wet. It's a little muddy and gross and then caked on. But
Yeah, so now he's just cleaning that up and making sure it's not bent and everything. And, you know, he's got some stuff to do.
Rom, anything, or just keeping an eye out?
Is the moon out?
Yeah, it's a little more than 3/4 moon.
She will do her thing where she kind of sits by herself with her sword and acts like she's listening for something.
And Walker stares at her.
She ignores him.
Just like every other girl.
You guys watch and listen and
Ooh.
Walker, as you are staring at Rom and she is staring up at the moon. Simon, you are awoken
Huh?
by a kid currently quietly, like, it looks like he, like, got into your pack and, like, elbowed you on mistake, like, and, like, didn't notice you're awake, and he's kind of, like, trying to look through your pack for food or something, it looks like.
Simon does like a 180 jump.
He sees that and just grabs your backpack and starts running.
I chase after him.
You both have 30 feet movement, so you're chasing. He's like, and you guys at this point would notice. And he's like, like holding your pack, like almost dragging. This kid can't be more than like 8. And he's like dragging it on the ground, trying to pick it up. It's kind of tearing up a bit. You see as one of your pants goes flying out of it, and like you have to jump over it.
Wouldn't he be slowing down? He wouldn't have 30 movement speed.
I mean, he is slowing down, but like you're like, and like he's running as best he can, and like throwing shit out of it, trying to look through it. what are you doing? You're slowly catching up to him.
Do
I
we
am-
notice this happening?
Yes, you guys
Yeah.
will notice Simon, like, gab, like, huh, and then you hear that same sound as before of a kid freaking out, and then you see Simon running off into the darkness.
Alright, at this point.
And I dive for the bag.
Alright, give me
Rob
an
would like-
athletics check.
I think we'd also like a chance to act.
Alright, what are you
Yeah.
guys doing?
Rom would like leap to her feet and like yell, don't run off into the dark. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
I'm struggling, okay? Don't run off.
That-
I can't do this voice. Okay. I might have to.
Hang on, I'll do my action first. You take care of yourself. Once he hears the noise again, Walker sighs, sits up, gets up, draws his crossbow, and just yells, "Hey! Stop your running!" There you go. I've helped.
Right.
Okay.
I might have to drop the accent for the rest of this, but I'm gonna do my best to continue speaking. So she like leaps to her feet.
Alex, you're painful to listen to.
That was
Shut
bad
up.
me on the final session, so.
Oh my god, that was terrible.
And, like yells, "Don't run off into the darkness," and don't run off into the fucking dark, something like that. And she just goes and
Let's chase it after
books
him.
it after them without a second thought. And
Alright. While you two are
doesn't
chasing.
seem like I mean, how dark is it?
It's... There's moonlight, but other than that, it's pitch black. So, like, pretty fucking dark.
That does not seem to be bothering her.
Who would believe that? Who could have seen that coming?
But yes, as you run, let's see here. Oh, kid's gotta roll back. And you just jump forward, and the kid kind of trips. And rather than grab your bag, you actually tackle the kid and just like roll past him.
And you see, that was with Walker's help. His motivational yell.
And he kind of like looks at, and he like grabs at the bag and just like picks out this little knife. Simon, Rom, would you guys please? I think you know where this is going.
Are we, is this really gonna be our first roll for initiative? Is that a yes?
What the fuck?
If you would please.
It's not letting me.
How do we do it?
That's what we're here for.
Do I not get to join in on
Were
this?
you going? I thought you just yelled after them.
He probably would have started walking,
Okay.
seeing if they did anything, and gotten up afterwards.
Alright, so if you would all please roll.
Okay,
Lacks permission to update combatants and pairs.
yeah.
Yep.
You should be able to, like, on the thing now, click the roll thing on the...
Yeah,
encounter.
it says the user
Lacks
login lacks permission to
Permission to
update.
update combatants and parents, and then
Yeah.
If you could hold for one moment, please.
rolling initiative
Anyway, so, now we can continue.
now. I still can't roll initiative.
Alright, so, Walker is up first. Walker,
How far am I away?
you begin running after them. Simon, what are you doing?
I grapple the kid.
Alright, you go ahead and give me another athletics check.
Alrighty. Simon. Athletics.
Alright, he's gonna try and avoid that. He doesn't. You have him grappled. Not going anywhere now. Alright, it is the kid's turn. He is gonna try and shank you with that knife that he got out of your backpack.
Awesome.
No.
No.
No. It doesn't
Does
hit.
a one hit?
No.
Damn.
Alright, he has no movement. That's his turn. Alright, Rob.
What does it say?
She is going to.
Why does it say Walker for the kids' rolls?
Oh, that's weird. Why does it say Walker for the kid?
It's Walker the whole time.
It's Mini Walker.
Oh, I see why. It's because I had his thing selected. Apparently the GM can act as anyone.
Oh,
Cringe.
stop
Anyway,
using my terms.
so
She is going to like slowly approach and be like, "Now, why doesn't everybody calm down? We don't want anyone to get hurt. Let's have a nice, quiet little talk,
Disarm.
okay?"
give me a persuasion check. Like looking around, just kind of holding the knife and seemingly confused about what to do. Anything else?
Was that like an action?
Yes.
Can I get close enough to talk?
Yeah, if you're running, you can get up and you'd probably be 10 or 15 feet away, but yeah.
Alright, kid, that's enough. Enough of this fucking foolish shit.
Intimidation check.
Drop the
Rude.
fucking weapon. Drop the fucking knife. Here we go, boys. Big.
And his resolve is stronger than ever. Simon!
Walker does have his hand on his crossbow, I should mention.
Okay.
There you go.
Can I somehow disarm him?
That is a thing you can do
Yeah.
in D&D.
Disarm is a thing that you can do.
I'm gonna open the quick reference
The
thing.
combat quick reference that we've got now. Disarm is not on there.
It is. It should be.
Nope.
It's part of the action or the attack action.
But it's not listed as disarm. I needed to check what it. I believe it's a weapon attack against athletics check.
It's something like that. Hang
Weapon
on.
attack against athletics or acrobatics. So Simon, you would roll either. You've got him grappled, so I would say give me a d20 plus strength plus proficiency with advantage.
Is he holding the knife in both hands?
He's only getting one, like awkwardly trying to swing
Roll the
it.
20 plus what? Sorry.
Plus strength plus proficiency.
Strength,
So plus 2, I think.
Yes, plus 2. Shit, I fucked it up.
And he's gonna roll acrobatics against that. He kind of and like gets away with it and just kind of like pulls away, and he's gonna try and shank you again.
Nope.
And like cuts into like a bit of your cloak and just swinging wildly, kind of like scared shitless. Rom.
She would have actually shot like a kind of irritated little look at Walker, and it's probably like the first time she's not looked kind of like casual and cheerful, and she's gonna go ahead and dart in to try to grab the knife.
All right. Give me a athletics check with advantage.
I hope this kid just fucking just like is able to keep the knife through everything.
Oh.
Oh man.
And yeah, you with Simon having him like held down, you like grab at his arm and just pry the knife away from him.
Now we are going to have a nice little talk about this. Nobody's enemies here.
This guy grits at you.
What's the matter? You hungry?
very quick nodding. Just
Well, you could have just come and asked when we were having dinner. You don't have to rifle through our things.
you look like the band though.
What did he say?
Them.
What did he say?
You could have been like the band.
Band.
The who?
The band. Red band.
Do I recognize that name?
Yeah, those are the main military of Lenore, the country.
Well, we're not.
We're not gonna hurt you. I'm sure we can forgive this little squabble, right?
Looks scared shitless and just like,
Well, she was mostly talking to like her companions, her erstwhile companions, like kind of very pointedly, looking at the two of them. Right?
Yeah,
Wasn't my shit.
he gets up.
No harm done.
and just looks around, and you can see, like, from the tackle, like, most of Simon's stuff has just kind of scattered across the ground now from his pack.
Now, what we're going to do is we're going to gather this all up, and the four of us are going to go back to... is it the campfire still a fire?
It's embers at this point, unless you've been keeping up with it.
And we're going to go sit back at camp. We're going to give you a little something to eat. And it'll all be fine. Understand?
Given the fact that you can see him perfectly fine, you can see this kid looks a bit malnourished, a bit beaten up. He's not in great shape. And he just kind of, sure, like you can see, like, you don't need to roll an insight check to know this kid's ready to run.
Walker just sighs and starts walking back.
How about... We can pick this up in a minute. Why don't we just go back right now? And she's gonna go, like, gently grab the kid by the wrist and go back to camp.
Gentle, yet forceful.
Yeah,
As
I mean,
they go back, Sound will start picking up his shit.
I mean, can he see
Fucking nerd.
enough to pick up his shit?
It
Michael
probably
Myers.
will take a few minutes because all he's got's moonlight, but yeah, he could. There's just like a bunch of parchment strewn about around you. You get everything put together, you all get back to camp.
Everything's back in my bag, right?
Except the knife, which
Okay.
Mom has.
Okay, just wondering.
Around the time the Rom and the kid come back and sit down. Imagine Walker's already sat down back to what he was doing, and without looking over, he says, "You know, kid, it's dangerous to steal shit from strangers. You never know how they're going to react. Better off just asking for help."
He doesn't say anything, and just like, he's like... just quietly scared.
I'm just gonna find some, like, jerky and crackers or whatever and
She's in cracker packs. You got
get him,
Get him a
little bit of
Lunchable.
food.
that you got in the Costco.
Give a Lunchable to the kid.
He devours it, just like...
Go ahead.
Yeah, just not even saying anything, just devours it.
What's your name, son?
Leonard?
Leonard?
Papa calls me Lenny.
Alright, Lenny. Where's your family at right now?
A little hunting lodge. A ways from here.
Not getting enough to eat at home?
My pa told me, Ryan, don't come back.
That doesn't sound very good. Something happened?
Told me if I came back, I'd die. Die.
How far are you from home?
I don't know. A while.
Why would he say something like that?
I don't know.
She kind of like glance over at Walker like she has no idea what this kid is going on about. Just kind of give him a look like, what the fuck? Raised
What
eyebrow.
happens to, like, orphans?
What?
What happens to orphans in this country?
They normally will end up in overfilled orphanages. And then
Less than ideal, but...
normally end up going into, like, it's like,
military?
well, you need a job, go enlist in the army type of thing.
Well, I'm assuming it'd be a safe assumption that the bottom town would have something like that.
Dunroch?
Yeah,
Yeah, it probably has.
big town. It's a rough situation about your family, but still got your life, at least. We'll drop you off at a place in Dunroch.
Oh, okay.
He'll be fed there, taken care of.
Alright.
It's best you forget about everything before. Just be bad memories.
Okay, sure. Do that.
Can I insight maybe, like, to see if there's any substance to what Walker said, or if he's just like just saying it? Did you understand what I'm trying to?
You mean whether or not Walker gives a shit, or if he's just saying it to say it?
Well, like, if there's if there's any. Oh my god.
I did ask Vin first, to be fair, to make sure that was a true thing.
Yeah.
If there's any feelings behind, like, you know, forget what everything before, if that's just something that he's saying.
You
If it has any, like, personal meaning to him, is what I'm trying to ask.
Insighto, please.
Oh, should I have done, like, a secret
No,
one?
that's okay. I will let Walker go ahead and answer that for you. On what he believes would be accurate.
It's a matter of... It's a pragmatic response. He feels like it's a sour situation for the kid, but he's not gonna go out of his way to start taking care of him, so this is like the best option. Least effort on his part, and also, like, the right thing to do, air quotes. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, he's not, like, soulless, but he's not, like, looking to adopt.
Gotcha. Yeah.
The forget parting in is just pragmatism.
Alright. Cool.
Like, you know, this type of thing can cause a lot of trauma. Best to just,
Gotcha.
you know.
Alright.
Gotcha. That's right. We'll get you into town nice and safe.
Okay.
Safety in numbers, you know?
I guess.
You tired?
Just quickly nodding.
Okay, here. You can use my bedroll. Go ahead and go to sleep. We'll take care of you. Okay?
Hold up. Walker ruffles through his bag and pulls out a neatly folded bedroll that looks very seldom used. Offers it over without a word.
There you go.
Falls into the bedroll and passes out within a matter of seconds.
Poor thing. Wonder what happened to his folks. Doesn't
Could have
seem.
gotten mad. Times were tight. Could have been a matter of something that was going to happen to them, so Ed did all he could. Taking care of your family isn't easy. And
Rum purses her lips, but doesn't say anything.
And that Walker doesn't say anything else. Anything off with that sentence, that statement.
Alright. Is there anything else, or will you be heading to bed?
Sleepy time.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess
I'll head to bed.
Rum would have gone to like check on Simon to make sure he got all his shit together.
Simon have all of his shit together?
Going through it, yes, he has everything there. A little flustered. He's fine.
You good, honey?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just
Oh, here's this back for you. Let's hand over the knife.
thank you. He slides it into the pack. Are you taking first watch again?
Yeah. Might as well.
Awesome. He just gets in bed and goes to sleep right away.
Alright. Continuing your watches, the majority of the rest of the night goes. So, Rom, you are far too tired to stay awake. You wake up Simon, or do you let
Yes.
Walker? Alright.
Well, is Walker not sleeping, or?
Or are you sleeping? Walker?
Doesn't know.
He's spontaneously combusted.
I think William just died.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I had my mic up because you were talking amongst yourselves. Yeah, no. Walker is same now as he was before, and as he will for the rest of the night. He is once he's still fiddling with his stuff, and actually, at this point, he's carving a small piece of wood. If you're the perceptive type, you might notice that he's making more bolts.
Okay, well, like last night, Rom will go gently wake up Simon.
Simon.
Mind spotting me again?
Yeah, of course.
Simon and Walker? Perception.
Simon again pulls out his book. Yeah, let's go.
Fucking book boy.
Walker, before the sun rises, but it's probably been a couple hours into Simon's shift. You notice that the kid's awake and like occasionally shooting you glances and kind of like assessing stuff.
Shooting me.
Yeah.
I meet his gaze a couple times just to make sure he knows I know he's looking.
Give me an intimidation check.
Oh my god.
Walker's not an intimidating man, as I've described previously.
He's too busy trying to avoid sleep to be intimidating.
He's just too shabby to be intimidating, is all.
So, yeah, that's it until finally the sun rises.
Walker would say quietly, "Go back to sleep, kid. People your age need it."
Guy purses. Okay. Turns back over. Come morning.
Back to whittling.
Come morning, Walker, you take your hour-long, half-hour cat nap,
Yep.
while the other two get the camp ready to go. Is there anything else you need to do before setting off?
No change.
No.
Nope.
Night's rest completed. Party of a horse, a kid, a Rom, a Simon, and a Walker, you begin heading towards Dunroch.
Waka.
And it is shortly after noon that you arrive at the banks of Loch
I will-
Hall.
I will say that this time Walker is walking with the group.
Okay.
Still at the front of it, but he is standing. He is much closer this time.
As you arrive at the banks of Loch Hall, you can see massive willow trees. Probably the largest any of you have ever seen. Standing 50 to 200 feet high. All across the banks of this loch. And in the center, a small but very heavily forested island. You follow the bank and eventually reach the outer entry of Dunroch. It is not a defended city. There is no wall. It is open. There are lots of people who probably do lots of farming and trade, and immediately you can see just outside, like further to your west, where all of those people who had crossed your path the night and a half ago have set up shop, that large caravan of partying. You can see lots of people very excitedly, like this town is overfilled. Like there are lots of wagons set up outside, almost like Woodstock style. Just people who are essentially doing the equivalent of sleeping in their cars. And you see this older gentleman in the traditional guards uniform of the Atelier Brigade. Just kind of motioned to you. Just, welcome to Dunroch. Smaller party. The smaller ones,
Hey.
arrived just about in time. There's only not much in the way of room left. Enough places to stay.
Right.
I'm sure we'll be able to find something.
Anything of note going on in town? Besides, of course, the
He just
event?
kind of just looks like almost confused at the question.
I mean, besides the event.
What else? What else of note could there be?
Local news. Bandits harassing the town.
Oh.
Anything to keep wary of.
He just kind of like almost like raises an eyebrow and just bandits. Of course there are bandits. Why, are you looking to make some money?
I might be.
Oh well. Later on you can always check out the board. We've got a few heads with offers on them. Out at the
You point me that way?
Kind of motions. It's inland off of the loch. About 2 blocks. It's right past the Light Smart Bridge.
Thanks.
Smile. And, getting a look at it, the majority of this town is on the other side of the Calder Lightsmar River. This is just like mostly like you can see there's some large farms, but other than that, a general store or something you can see, but most of it seems to be concentrated within the southern portion of the loch. It's like all back by there past the river. Just go, oh well, just don't be making any trouble. We're already a bit light on...
I'll keep away from it, but there was something else.
Yeah, pardon me, monsieur. We found this young man,
Willoughby.
Lenny.
Officer Willoughby.
Officer, we found this young man, Lenny, on the road, and it seems like how do I word this? he's without his family, and I don't. She kind of like lowers.
He kind of gives like a smile, and his bushy eyebrows kind of go up. Seems like he's got plenty family right here.
Well,
not quite.
We were wondering if there's anywhere that we could bring him.
Far side of town.
We just found
area.
him.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Give him the boot. I kid.
Not really.
You done a good thing.
Then what was his name?
His name is Officer Willem.
Willamy? Atelier?
Of the Intellier Brigade. That is the
Intellier.
name of the guards within Lenore. Essentially, the police force of Lenore is known as the Intellier.
Right. INTELIER?
I just spelled it out for you.
Oh, my apologies.
Thank you kindly.
Of course. I wish you luck. Don't forget to spend some money the town needs. Like, kind of gives you a wink.
I'll think about it.
You guys are heading where? To the Kalis Orphanarium?
Yeah. That seems like the first choice.
You pass through the town, there's a large square that kind of like... It terminates right before the lock, so it's not right on it, so there is a full-on dock past it. But you pass, like, perpendicular to a large square. And you can just see that at the edge of this large square, there's this huge statue of... It's like a 30, 40-foot statue of just this beautiful, just perfectly carved stone of this just warrior with this full kill, holding this just massive sword up to the sky. And a few shops, and you can see other stalls set up. Like, you can tell it's going to be a bit, like, people are already like hounding you. Hey, we got the finest bread in the land. Come get some, type of thing. And just as you're walking by,
I stonewall them and ignore them completely.
Do we know, like, what the statue is of?
give me a history check.
Okay.
Could I help on that?
You can also give me a history check.
I'm gonna not.
Rom, you do not. Simon, you do. That is a statue of Alistair McDurk, first of the Gars and Flint of the Rebellion. He was the first major death in what would eventually become the Garish Independence War.
Fucking Finn.
He fell here, and this Dunroch is really where the rebellion began. And though you know that Dunroch obviously ended up on the wrong side, being recaptured by Lenore, there is still a very garish heart to this city. For lack of a better term. They are allowed... mostly because they're so far from the rest of civilization, but also just because it's easier to handle, they're allowed to still celebrate it. Though this isn't officially the Garish Independence Day Festival, it's just the Dunroch Festival officially, but it's a festival to celebrate the Garish Independence Day. You guys continue through the town to the opposite end, and towards the back you can see this large, slightly beaten down building that you would be able to very quickly grasp is probably the Kalis Orphanarium that you were guided toward.
This looks like it.
Simon's sticking to the back of the group with his hood up, by the way.
The door is currently propped open, and you can hear like lots of kids arguing.
You'll be safe and have shelter,
Scared
stuff
and
to
just
eat.
confused.
Do you want us to go in with you?
Walker just heads in.
You head in and you see this this
All
old
right.
dwarven man, looks more tawny, probably in 70s or 80s, old and weathered even for a dwarf. His beard is gray and white and a bit not as well kept as a normal dwarven beard would be. It's kind of stringy and gross. And hello. Ready for you. Looking to adopt.
Walker will say, "Good morning" in Dwarvish.
Oh.
Morning.
Loudspeaker. Morning to you as well. Don't hear many of those down here. Guards occasionally.
Can imagine.
One who speaks the dwarven tongue.
I guess I have some, bad news. Kid was ran out of home by his dad. Don't know why. They found him in the woods. Walker gestures back.
He kind of holds a hand up like, I got some worse news. We can't. There's no more room. We're underfunded. We can't afford the kids we got.
Hmm.
I don't. Guy shakes his head. The war, there's too many.
Hmm.
Sorry.
Well, suppose he's not my kid, so.
I might be able to make room if there was a donation. Or of him at all. Oh, hello there.
Can I talk to you for a second, sir?
Comes over to you. Yeah, okay, help you.
I
told you.
Like, kind of draw him out of earshot of the lads.
Walker's gonna head outside. He's done. He's done his job. He's done his promise.
I'll wait for
I'm sure some kind of donation could be arranged. And, she's gonna, like, flash her ring.
Alright, he looks at you. Oh, that is a very nice ring. I would take it. Might be able to.
It's not quite what I was, hinting at.
He just
You
kind of
see,
stares at you.
I'm sure, you could talk to my family about it.
Oh. Outside? Set out?
Suck, Alex.
Oh, hold on. I'm all scratchy again.
Oh.
No, sir. I'm talking about, I've never had to word this sort of thing before, so I don't know how it goes. My family is the, I can't do anything with my
please,
voice right
please.
now.
He like goes and gets you a glass of water. Oh, please.
Thank you.
Ted, I'm sure if you could just get me 5 crosses, I could find room.
Oh, that? Just that? Alright. I can do that.
Just, well, I mean, 10 would be more reasonable.
Just take it.
And
And
as you
she's
hand him,
just fucking-
and what's the boy's name again?
Leonard. Lenny.
Alright, Lenny. Ah. And you see him immediately put the crosses in his pocket. And he heads over and just, Letty! Welcome to the orphanarium. And he kind of, like, puts an arm around him, and the kid's like, okay. And just, like, it's pulled in.
Before she leaves, Ron will, like, drop a little kiss on his head and be like, "You'll be okay, sugar."
Give me a persuasion or deception check, your choice.
I mean,
It's your call whether or not you're
from
lying.
what I know, like, what is likely to become of this child?
The system...
Soldier?
Like, give me a history check. Likely, the system fails him, he becomes a street urchin, ends up in jail, and ends up in the red band.
Okay!
Jeez.
So, he kind of, like, perks up a bit, and has that look of, like, yeah, I am gonna be okay. He's like,
Oh, feels bad.
you... I, like, it's pulled in. The dwarf just come on. He like gives you guys a thumbs up. Oh, little Letty will be fine. Well, anything else that you guys wish to do?
Oh, I mean, Walker's got business.
Yeah,
What do we?
got business.
So, will you be finding accommodations or anything at the time?
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Find somewhere to park Simon's horse.
Give me investigation checks. Anyone who is looking? I'm still looking over at Discord every time I ask for a check.
Walker's also gonna, yeah, makes sense to just find somewhere to stay first.
I found somewhere to stay.
Oh, you fucker. I have expertise in investigation. Ugh.
You both?
I don't have expertise.
Rob, you find... No. There are stables. Most places have them, though most of them are filled, and the one thing you can confirm from asking around is you're gonna be paying a premium to have a horse watched. It's gonna be, like, 3 clips a night or something, which is ridiculous for keeping a horse fed and watered. But...
Clips? Oh, right.
Eclipse.
silver clips.
Gotcha.
Meanwhile, Simon, you and Walker are very able to figure out there are 2 places to stay in town. There is the Oaken Keep Inn and Tavern, which is pretty nice. It's the nice one. It's not really nice, but it's the nice one in town. And Petrel's Fine Hostel, which you have heard. Petrel's Fine Hostel, you might be able to buy ale if they're not out, and you'll have a bed next to... You'll have room for a bedroll next to 8 other people.
Yeah,
Or
Walker's
12.
not- The other one was the decent one, right?
Yes, the Oaken Keep
That's what I
Inn
thought
and
you said.
Tavern.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
Walker's gonna go for the decent one.
Me too. I'll tell Ron to follow.
Alright. That sounds nice.
Should
Enough.
really...
Nice enough.
Walker comments. Should really get some sleep before you get sick. It sounds like your voice is going there.
You hear someone call out, I got the finest fix for that in the land! Just come on over, it's only gonna cost you a cross, and you'll be feeling right as rain come morning.
Ignore.
Also ignore.
Ignore.
This is the we don't like talking to Vin trio.
You guys head to the Oaken Keep. It is on that square, like the central square of the town. It is like half the rooms are staring directly over the square and at that massive statue. But you head inside and you see this woman who seems to be in her 40s. She's got like her hair in this really tight bun, like the kind that would give you a headache to have.
Oh.
You guys have never had long hair outside of Alex, I'll assume, so actually that
I
doesn't work.
had a mullet then. I just had a mullet.
That's right.
Disgusting.
In any case, it's like a really tight bun, and she just kept, hello. Can I help you? We have plenty of tables available if you're looking for something to eat. We are unfortunately completely booked for the extent of the festival.
Not really.
But, I can give you a voucher for a free drink if you have proof that you are staying over at Petro's Fine Hostel, which I can highly recommend as a safe place to not have your belongings stolen while you are in town.
She just give a voucher for the other place?
She said if you go to the other place, you can get a free voucher for ale here.
For ale there?
No, ale here if you stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird. And you're confident that nothing's gonna get stolen of staying there?
It is safe, and it is much safer than just setting up a wagon outside of the town like so many others have. That is how you deal with bandits and dangers and brigands and the like. Don't want that. But you all look very tired, like you've been traveling quite a while to get here, so how about you enjoy a nice meal? Hop around. It will not be the finest ale, but it will be ale, and ale it is.
No, I don't drink on the job.
Oh, a job? Oh, what do you do then, my friend?
Looking for someone, actually.
Oh, looking for well, you're looking for someone? I assure you, you spend 2 hours at that bar right there. And you look back, and you can see the majority of this first floor goes back to this large, very dark interior, like dark oak wood, just dimly lit by candles, and a small bar kind of off to the side of the entryway, and then just room for all of these just tables to eat. And then the left side just kind of splits off to where she came from, which is just a basic, it's just like a basic little setup for a...
Is there any room at the bar?
There is a bit. There's probably room for 5 or 6 people. The bar probably fits 20 or 20.
Suppose I'll ask over there. Unless, you ever, a guy named Bart ever come through here? Loud?
I don't,
boisterous?
Loud and boisterous. Lots of loud and boisterous people come through here now.
Used, the title The Dashing? Hang on.
Kind of
Hang on. Let me make sure that I got that right. Daring. The Daring?
Oh, the Daring. Did he, clean shaven, bald head?
Mutton chops, big mustache?
No. There was someone who was very, very boisterous. They were throwing money around like crazy, probably. At least a week ago, maybe 2.
But he was bald?
Bald, yeah, not a hair on his head. Only thing his eyebrows, but they were kind of faded. And kind of like that, and she kind of like looks and kind of like a blonde that you can barely see, makes you look like you don't have eyebrows, kind of like that. And that does kind of sound like him, vaguely.
And he said that he was the Daring?
I don't remember, I just know that he was kind of an asshole. He kept slapping my ass, but they would throw money at me.
Wow, alright. Said a week ago?
She kind of leans in. I did make awesome.
Well, I mean, it's money's money. Anyway. I'll ask around, thanks.
Of course. A little smile. And what have you do? Anything I can help you with?
Just looking for a place to stay.
As I said, we're all fill up.
I heard you, yeah.
Well, what do you think? You hungry?
I could eat.
I totally can't speak anymore. So I'm gonna drop the accent. Let's sit down for a while. If we can talk about some things.
as you guys out of the table. And Walker, as you sit down at the bar and begin to find out exactly what it is Bart might have been doing.
Hang on, can I invoke the magic words before this?
What are the magic words?
As Walker keeps his ear to the ground.
We are going to go ahead and end this intro. Oh god.
I hope you guys are ready
Andy's
for me
back,
to say
guys.
that in
Yeah.
every single